Welcome back, everybody. Our first guest tonight is the Emmy and Peabody winning host of Last Week Tonight, which airs Sunday nights on HBO and streams on Max. Please welcome back to the show our friend John Oliver, everybody. Hello, dear sir.
Hello.
You know, this has happened a couple times before, but tonight is the Met Ball, the Met Gala here in New York City.
Sure it is.
You've been invited.
That is no... The rule on a late-night show is a thing is brought up locally, you applaud, acknowledge it.
Yeah, come on. You've been invited, you've never gone.
That's right, yeah.
Going tonight?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not going tonight. It did feel like it would be a bold move to not go to the Met Ball, hear the theme is black dandyism and say,
yeah,
this is the year for me.
Yeah.
Put me in Anna Wintour, get me in the game. I think I can speak to the theme.
A few months ago, you were here. A year ago, actually. It was a full year ago. So 12 months ago.
Yeah.
I don't need to tell you.
Thanks for being specific. I am a stickler. Say it in months or I don't count it. Yeah.
We did Second Chance Theater. This is a famous Mr. Cotter sketch that died with Will Ferrell at dress rehearsal and then died here.
Kind of died again.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
But you got to see up close the magic of Will Ferrell in a sketch that wasn't working.
Yeah, that is me not acting. That is me just watching him act. That's just being closer as an audience member than I normally am.
Yeah.
You had told me that he has this kind of sociopathic thing where he will never break, and it was really great to see his eyes, almost like his pupils dilate, as it started bombing again. Even in a friendlier environment, to see, like, there was a twinkle of happiness, but a sense of, I'm going to go all the way to the end of this. You won't... I'm not letting anyone escape with a smile or a break.
Yeah.
I loved it. Yeah,
it was truly, it's truly fascinating. It is Daredevil type stuff.
Yeah.
I've been reading, and you probably have as well, there's talk of SNL doing the SNL in the UK, their own version. What do you think of this idea?
Well, it sounds like a terrible idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me more. Expound upon why it's a terrible idea.
It sounds like a bad... We have had sketch comedy before.
Yeah, pretty fairly... I mean, really excellent sketch comedy.
And you just feel like this, Saturday Night Live is such a unique group. It's a cult. I'm trying to not say the word. It's a cult. And so I don't know how you're going to impose that cult onto the UK.
Well, now, what is the most cultic, from an outsider, what do you think is the most cult-like thing about SNL?
You know, I mean, lots of it, but lots of the, well, you have to, what night is it that you stay up
Tuesday night. You stay up all night on Tuesday.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah. You're saying, like,
I'm
British...
saying that's the kind of thing a cult leader would make you do. We stay up all night on Tuesdays, by the way.
Because I guess a lot of great sketch comedy has come out of places where people don't stay up all night.
I think it's been proven that SNL is the outlier.
Yeah.
You don't need... It doesn't have to be dictated to the day that you must not sleep on that day or the great leader will be irritated.
Another thing that's being exported to England, NBC Universal announced that they're opening a theme park, not just in England, but in your hometown.
Yes.
Did you know this?
No, I found about this today. One of your producers said they're opening Universal Studios in Bedford, and I said, no, they're not.
Right.
Just with an innate sense of confidence of knowing what Universal Studio is and knowing what Bedford is and thinking those two do not fit together. But I Googled it, and it's true. Apparently, they're doing it in an old abandoned brickworks.
Okay.
Which already seems like a bold choice.
Right.
I've been to those brickworks as a kid. In fact, I went there, I was in an adaptation of a Dickensian drama, and I played a Victorian orphan. And it was in those brickworks because they still have the kind of air of sadness about them. At one point, they were the largest, I believe, the largest brickworks in the world at one point. And so they made bricks there under the classic working conditions that brickworks in the 1920s had. And now they're going to build a Universal Studios there, which feels like not the worst decision that NBC Universal has ever made, but definitely the funniest.
What was the adaptation? What was your...
Bleak House.
Bleak House.
Yeah.
There's going to be a Bleak House ride.
It really is. I mean, I do think it's like all of their renderings that I was looking at are kind of, this is spectacular, this is going to be amazing, which it might be. I will say, if you remember the Wonka experience from Glasgow, you might get that instead.
Right.
Yeah, you might be promising Universal Studios, and instead you have a Paddington chain smoking outside. The thing about moving livestock from Peru without visas is we're often vectors for disease. My fur's falling off. Do you want a picture?
Now, are you worried about the staffing for this theme park based on the local scene?
That sounds like you're trying to get me to all over the town that I'm from.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
definitely
hungry.
right. I would not want the people that I grew up with pretending to be Elsa.
Right.
But again, who would they have? Who does Universal have? Minions?
Well, yeah, I guess it's Minions. Yeah, you could do Minions.
Yeah, Minions. There's a quiet violence about them, isn't there? Yeah, no, we could do that.
Oh, so the quiet violence of Minions reminds you of home.
I think that's why I like them.
I have a lot more to ask you. We'll be right back with more John after this. We're back with John Oliver, everybody. All right, we just passed the first 100 days of the second.
What?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things.
Oh yeah.
How do you feel like it's going?
I mean, it depends who you are.
Yeah.
If you're a baby without the ability to understand the complexities in the world, I imagine it's still just colours and sounds in a way.
Yeah.
And that must be great. If you're anywhere older than 6 or 7 years old, I think there's a real sense of menace in the air that feels like it's going to be around for a while.
We talked in 2019 about, your basically your perpetual anxiety about your immigration status.
Yeah.
You finally sorted that out.
Well, yes. I think so. In that I'm an American citizen now.
Right.
But the problem is, until you get your citizenship, it is such a low hum of paranoia in the back of your head. It never really goes. So there are waves of relief almost every day now where I have to remind myself I'm a citizen. I got my passport out to look at it the other day. Just wanted to see it there. But I did find myself at one point Googling, can you take away someone's citizenship? And I'll be honest, I didn't get the overwhelming no that I was looking for from Google.
It certainly seems like the most sliding scale of what's a citizen we've ever dealt with.
Yeah, Google really led with, almost definitely not. Google. I mean, in extreme circumstances, what is this, Google? Well, maybe. Yes, I'm very, very, very grateful to be an American citizen right now. I will say that, and I cannot say that strongly. I am an American citizen, so I'm an American citizen. So constitutionally, you can't do to me the thing that you're thinking that you can in your head. Please don't try it.
Well, look, a lot of people, I think, have been cowed by the Trump administration and have stepped back. You certainly have it on your show. Last 3 weeks, deportations, tariffs, RFK.
Yeah.
How do you feel about people who are maybe tapping the brakes or trying to steer clear of his ire?
I think it's morally terrible, but I also think it's practically a bad decision. I think you feel this way as well. There's no point in pre-conceding to him. Right? It feels that you have to draw a line. There's no point in giving the school bully money before he's asked for it from you.
Yeah.
I think there's been some real mistakes from Harvard and CBS with this kind of pre-concession. Oh, he will understand. If we give him this now, he'll remember later. No, he won't. Yeah. He'll just keep coming back. So you may as well fight now. So, yeah, I think we definitely behave like there'll be no consequences, and I trust that there won't be.
I hope as well?
Sure.
Did I go up at the end?
You went really high there. Google, will there be consequences? I mean, only in extreme circumstances.
We do one of my favorite things every month is we do a residency show at the Beacon, one Sunday a month with our friend Brooks Wheelan. New York, it happens in New York. I was very excited last Sunday. Your parents were at the show.
Yeah, I love it. It's so fun, right?
Yeah.
Every Sunday. It's so fun. It's a nice, relaxing time. Yeah, my parents did come, and they really enjoyed it. And their main notes were, 1, they were surprised by how many people had come to see us.
Yep.
2, they were surprised by how much the tickets cost.
Right.
That was the main takeaway. Enjoyed it, but 2 big old caveats there of, wow, people really like this, and wow, this costs a lot.
Now, I was hopeful that, because they've come to the show here before when you were a guest.
They've sat in here and applauded when they heard place names.
I did not meet them.
No.
And then I sort of thought maybe, they're at the Beacon, maybe I'll be lucky enough to meet them.
No, they just got here, so they were tired. They were on UK time, so they went straight to bed.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But if they were like on New York time, they would come back and say hello?
They would definitely come back and say, hey, Seth, there's a lot of people here and these tickets cost a lot.
Assuming they don't know about it, how excited will they be when they find out about a Universal theme park opening in your hometown?
I said to my mom, I said to her, hey, apparently there's a Universal. She said, well, they bought the land. It hasn't happened yet. And I kind of think she's right about that. They said it's going to open in 6 years' time, and they haven't built anything yet. That's how theme parks work, right? You really want to build theme parks quickly. Nothing bad ever happens then.
On the set of Bleak House.
Yeah, that's what will put Britain on the map again. Mass death on a roller coaster.
Did you have a line in Bleak House, or were you just a background street urchin?
No, I was not a background street urchin. You said. I was not a background street urchin.
Okay.
I was a street urchin who, I believe, had been taken by a governess and was being shopped around. And all they said. I didn't have a line. They dragged us through the mud at the brickworks that will soon be the Universal Studios. And then Diana Rigg gave us aniseed.
Diana Rigg, Avengers, Game of Thrones.
That's right, gave us aniseed balls to get our sugar levels high. And then they said to us, we just need you to look bored. And all of us said, no problem. We are that.
Was that your first? Was Bleak House your first gig?
First and only, yeah.
Really?
First and only real acting gig.
And then what happened? Did there was just no heat afterwards?
I think I was 6 years old and I thought I did it.
Yeah. You're like, I
don't know if I can do a more complete performance. I'm exhausted. I'm wrung out from just living the role of Felix Particle so deeply.
You had a name?
I had a name.
Wow, Felix Particle.
Felix Particle. No papa, no mama.
Wow. Oh.
Yeah. Absolutely full of aniseed balls. Force-fed to him from Diana Rigg, who said it was a candy. Aniseed balls are not a candy that a child would enjoy.
Would your boys, your sons, be excited to see it?
I hadn't even considered showing it to them. Yeah, I think they would.
It's very exciting to me. I think kids are very excited. Their favorite picture of me is a picture of me when I was their age. You know, a school photo. They can't conceive of.
I think they might actually really like that.
Yeah.
And if they say you look like you're acting bored, not you're bored, I'll say go straight to bed.
Thanks for being here, buddy. It's always
Pleasure.
such a pleasure. John Oliver, everybody, last week tonight, Sunday nights on HBO, streams on Max. We'll be right back with Chloe Fineman.